It's that moment again, the one you dream of every night. La seule chose qui te préoccupe, c'est la gloire. Le cheminement de la réussite, of pushing yourself further than ever before. But the true glory is in the shadows. Les sacrifices que tu fais, quand toutes les chances sont contre toi, when you can't push one more second, chase the glory. Visez haut.
Sports on CBC, presented by les championnats U-Sport à Radio-Canada. Une présentation du gouvernement du Canada, the Government of Canada. Nike, just do it. Faites-le. Fox 40, celebrating more than a decade of the Fox 40 U-Sports Coach of the Year Award Program. Fier partenaire des prix de l'entraîneur de l'année U-Sport. Veriburn, medical supply partner of Varsity Athletics since 1979. Partenaire du sport universitaire depuis 1979. Barron, exclusive supplier of U-Sports Championship rings. Le fournisseur exclusif des bagues du championnat U-Sport. By Bell, presenting partner of this U-Sports Championship. Fier partenaire de ce championnat U-Sport. And by Protocase, proud title partner of the 2023 U-Sports Men's Soccer Championship. Et par Protocase, fier partenaire en titre du championnat de soccer masculin U-Sport de 2023.
Oh, yes, we ask that all spectators remain in the designated spectator areas for the duration of the games, please. Our event staff and security professionals are in place to ensure safety of all players, officials, and spectators. Cheer loud and have fun while respecting the event protocol. A reminder that there are restrooms, heated tents, and food options on the grounds. During the event, the building is reserved for teams and event staff. Thank you for your cooperation. Good afternoon and welcome to the 2023 Protocase U Sports Men's Soccer Championships presented by Bell. Cape Breton University honors and acknowledges that we are located in the Mi'kmaq, the ancestral and traditional lands of the Mi'kmaq people. We are all treaty people. This men's consolation semifinal game features the Cabrera, the Université de Montréal, and the University of British Columbia Thunderbirds.
OK, pour l'équipe des Carabins de Montréal, numéro 1, number 1, Olivier Rouleau. Numéro 3, number 3, Karim So. Numéro 5, number 5, Paul Mokhtar. Numéro 6, number 6, Yohan Lebourin. Numéro 9, number 9, Adam Bamoussa. Numéro 10, number 10, Quentin Pommier. Numéro 11, number 11, Laurent Lefebvre. Numéro 13, number 13, Théo Aubert-Hubert Poulain. Numéro 16, number 16, Sébastien Kobouzi. Numéro 19, number 19, Alexander Katsaros. Numéro 22, number 22, Salim Aliassi.
Starting lineup for UBC, goalkeeper Bennett McKay. Number 3, Noah Harleke. Number 13, Eric Lazunes. Number 2, Eric White. Number 8, Chris Lee. Number 11, Brennan First. Number 28, Marcus Kaiser. Number 35, Thomas Pennant. Number 24, Luke Norman. Number 14, Logan Chung. And number 9, Seb Tchaikovsky, with head coach Mike Mosier. The officials for today, referee Nico Jensky, linesman Sebastian Nozerani, linesman Ian Adams, and fourth official Scott Decker.
From one small building in downtown Sydney offering 8 courses to one of Atlantic Canada's most innovative and vibrant universities, no matter where you started or where you finished, you are all part of CBU's alumni family and making a difference across the globe. And as alumni, we are proud, we persevere, and we never forget our roots. Together, we are always orange.
Hey U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Welcome to the Protocols U Sports Men's Soccer Championship, presented by Bell on CBC. I'm Corey LeBlanc along with Bart Sears. Our first of our two national semifinal matchups featuring the Carabin de Montréal versus the UBC Thunderbirds. Should be a dandy, Bart. And look at our bracket here on the right. You'll see the Thunderbirds and Les Carabins. The winner of this matchup will move to Sunday's gold medal match at 3 p.m. Atlantic time. And they'll play the winner of our nightcap here at CBU, the host Capers, and the Mount Royal University Cougars.
And we're getting a look now at the UBC Thunderbirds. They defeated the St. FX X-Men by a score of 2-1 yesterday. And they looked a polished side in the white of Real Madrid, and they did a great impersonation of the Spanish Giants yesterday. It was fluid football from start to finish. 2 goals, one at the stroke of halftime by Jakowski, and then it was number 24, Norman, with the goal early in the second half. X did score late, but it was mostly one-way traffic for UBC. And Montreal, they had a tight game against Carleton in our tournament opener, going to penalty kicks. But the story of the game was the early story of the game was the red card to the starting keeper of Montreal. So they had to go to their backup, Olivier Rouleau, and he stood tall throughout. And the Carabin prevailed in penalty kicks.
And with that red card to Teaser, of course, he's out of the lineup today, so we'll see Olivier Rouleau once again for the Carabin, and they'll have the hot hand in there. Bennett McKay, second team All-Canadian. There's our player of the year in U Sports, number 9 for UBC, Seb Jakowski. So plenty of star power here in this one. Les Carabins in the blue, UBC in the white and blue trim. About ready to go here at CBU. The rain's trailed off again. We'll soon be under the lights, and we're underway in Sydney.
And big clearing boot. And in the starting lineup today for Montreal, number 6, we'll see Johan Laboris, as well as number 19, Katsaros, number 19 on our near side. He'll be at right back. Little flick on header by Chung. And that's cleared by number 9, Ben Moussa. Here we have Lee. Four goes Kaiser. That's a flick back. And now we have first. There's a collision. Will be UBC ball early on.
So that was the first team All-Canadian for Les Carabins. Kareem Sow, number 3, with the defensive plan, the National Rookie of the Year, the Lou Billick Trophy winner first.
Tight quarters. UBC back on the ball just for a moment. And that's great work by Norman, who was sensational yesterday. And Rouleau gets his first touch. And he'll urge his troops forward, but decides to go short to So. He launches one up. It's flicked on, but UBC back in possession. And Lazanes will collect the ball into the middle. Good firm take. It was a nice touch by first, number 11. And that's a good read by Katsaros, number 19. Inserted into the starting lineup. UBC, it's the same 11 as yesterday, calls for a handball. Montreal restart quickly. That's a first touch So Pommier with his first touch, number 10 for Les Carabins. Le Boris, a towering presence, puts that high into the sky. White handled that. Now Pena can't corral the ball. Ben Moussa back to So. So has his right hand bandaged. Le Boris on the deck. Katsaros back on the ball. No time on that ball. Great pressure by Chung. And that's launched high, but the whistle has blown.
There's our referee, Nico Chikansky, Ian Adams, and Sebastian Najaravani on the line. Scott Decker, our fourth official.
And that will not find touch. So it will be Le Boris forced to play the ball. Launches that high. Pommier, again, another touch. The whistle has blown.
They're going to get the first team All-Canadian, Eric Lajeunesse, with the high kick.
Let's quickly restart it. McKay. Kaiser. Lajeunesse. And good pressure here provided by Lefebvre, number 11 on our near side. White plays that up. Back on the feet of Lajeunesse. Chung. Lajeunesse again. Good pressure here provided by Les Carabins. Lajeunesse quickly finds Kaiser. And Chung taken off the ball. Katsaros into the middle. Finds Kobis. And on the far side, good chance. But that will be cleared by Hrdlicka. So gets ahead on that. Back. Le Boris. Now Katsaros under pressure here by First. And a clip of the heels.
Great pace of this one. The opening 6 minutes have flown by here in this matchup of two of the top outfits in U Sports men's soccer. Carabin now trying to get loose after as Ben Moussa.
Just retying the laces. But it's been good back and forth. Early, as you said, a quick pace. Both teams have yet to really settle or assert themselves on proceedings.
See some of the Carabin faithful in the stands for their team.
Rouleau. Le Boris. So. And we get a good look at the effort provided by Jakowski. One of the league's, one of the country's, I should say, top players. But good composure shown here early by Les Carabins. So bypasses the midfield. Looking for territory. There's Chung. He'll clear the ball out. But we'll see where it actually crossed the line. Looks about halfway. Pommier, number 10, the Carabin captain. Was superb yesterday.
And we'll keep an eye as this one unfolds as well. Of course, both teams faced with playing less than 24 hours, more or less. But, of course, the Caravan yesterday morning had that marathon battle in our opener, and UBC, not that it wasn't a battle against Santa Fe, but didn't have to go into overtime.
Here we have Alice. That's cleared by Herdlika. Chung. Caravan player, and that is Pommier. That is down.
Pommier, great performance yesterday, number 10, and they're going to need him. There's a look at our U Sports Player of the Year. Of course, the recipient of the Joe Johnson MVP trophy. Seb Jakowski led the nation with 15 goals and in points with 19. And now our referee. There's an epidemic of loose laces here to start this one.
The Velcro straps have not progressed to the football pitch. So restarted by Lee. McKay. Again, good chase here by Aliassi. And that forces a long ball by the Thunderbirds. Jakowski can't gain control, so will be relied upon again to put in a big performance. Big gap here between the Montreal back four and the midfield. That will roll out of play. UBC throw in. So it will be Lee to take. Kaiser makes himself available. Good first touch, but under pressure right away. Play on, says the referee. Poulin can't find Aliassi. Zipped along the deck there, so great read. He'll off that high. That he's headed down by Lazanes. Little pass back by Chung. And that's first with the gloves. Herdlika will find White on the far side. Well taken. And it will be a throw in for the Thunderbirds. And we'll see White, number 2. Great throw, looking for Jakowski, a great target man. Play on, Pena takes that down. White off a Montreal player. And nicely done here, Lefebvre. That's very good. Poulin as well, but now back with McKay. Herdlika. He'll go long, Jakowski. Watched closely by So. Now we have Ben Moussa. Nothing on. He'll find Mortas. Back with Rouleau. Laboris. Some extra time, he'll go long. Played down. That's good by First just to trap it down. Ooh, and Lee, yes, he'll pick up the foul as Aliassi goes down.
So the first early set piece chance here for Les Caravans will be Pommier.
And Pommier over the ball. Has both players on both teams jockey for position. Ball in. Oh, nice low drive. And I think that Poulin had a tip on that. That was a clever kick. Hrdlicka into first. He's dispossessed. And Poulin didn't have time to get the ball away, and that went to the hand.
As Piquet got tangled up with Poulin, or Pommier, pardon me. And McKay, second team All-Canadian, show there with his first big save.
Lazenesse to Lee. Marcus Clip play on. Lefebvre. Hrdlicka did well. Kaiser first. First goes for a run. He is felled by Poulin. And an extra whistle for a talking to. And a good lecture here, so I think Poulin is on his final warning before he receives a yellow card. Exactly just over 14 minutes now played in our first U Sports men's semifinal. So, watched by Jakowski. Ben Moussa zips that along. Last touched by first. Montréal throw in. White. Good pressure. And forced Pommier to put that ball out of play. Going long, Norman. Good first touch, watched closely by Ben Moussa. That's Kaiser. Couldn't get the ball, and Pena committed the foul on Mertas. So it's So that will take the free kick. And right back to Rouleau. Second game in 2 days, so the not quite as an aggressive a press by the forwards on both teams. Rouleau. So beats his man. Good pass along the deck. And Corbucci couldn't quite corral that ball, but Montreal back in possession. That's a great head by Lee. But now, once again, we have Katsaros. Lefebvre. Good awareness by Lefebvre.
CBC Sports is your home for the 2023 U Sports Women's Soccer Championship, taking place at Queen's University in Kingston, Ontario from November 9th to the 12th. Watch live on CBC Gem and CBCSports.ca.
Pommier now back. Over with So once again. Mortas. Back with Ben Moussa. Ben Moussa again on the ball. Tries to beat his man in first. UBC get possession only momentarily. That's wonderful again by Pommier. Ball into the box. Lazenesse tries to clear that on the deck. That went off Kaiser. Ball still in play. Pena tried to play that up to Jakowski. Labaris. Again, just Somewhat taking the sting out of the game, just being calm on the ball. Are Les Carabins. Le Barras will look to go long. Lefebvre takes that down. Nice first touch as he's watched closely by Lazenesse. So, looking for a through ball. Hrdlicka, good D first. Gets that to Pena. Pena on his horse. Little stop and go. But that does not connect with Norman. It will be a Thunderbird throw in.
There's Pena. He wanted a call on that last play of some sort against the Carabin, but didn't get it from a referee.
A bit of a pause in the action. Get a good look at number 13, Hubert Poulin. That will be headed back to McKay. Lazenesse. That's zipped up. Nicely done by Lee to keep that in play. And Lee will follow that. And that's cleared in the direction of midfield. Both teams, I think, feeling the nerves of being a semi-final. Few balls being directed to in nowhere in particular. Chung. Last touched by Montréal.
As much convincing as Les Carabins tried to make their stays with the Thunderbirds.
Once again, Ben Moussa playing in a little bit of a deep role for him, but he's had to, as there's been a decent press by the Thunderbirds. That ball played deep. Kobozi, a bit of a chase for him. Hrdlicka. So climbs high and prevents Norman from getting a touch on the ball. Taken quickly. And there we have Poulin, the high man, providing a bit of pressure. Lazenesse. Hrdlicka now. You'll see Lee, open Lee. Gets just enough on that, but Chung will not be able to keep that in play.
Canada's top university runners head to London and the historic Thames Valley Golf Course for the 2023 U Sports Men's and Women's Cross Country Championships on Sunday. The women's race begins at noon Eastern, the men at 1 Eastern. Exclusive coverage begins Sunday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time on CBC Gem and CBCSports.ca.
Blue ball. Overruled. Lee will put this back to Lazenesse. Hrdlicka. There's Poulin up again. White on the ball. Aliassi. Good chase, and so on the ball. Watched by Norman now. Mortas. Rouleau on the deck. Pena is felled. Play on, says the referee. Katsaros plays it ahead to Pommier. He'll go for a little dart, finds So. Mortas into Pommier. Had to settle that ball. And it's back with So. Norman will force a back pass. So that's blocked. Good second effort, but that's first. Hustling to get that ball is Chung. Does well not to concede the foul, and Pommier plays that ahead. Lee. Oh, that's a nice play by Lee to just play himself onto the ball. Chung cuts in. Now Lee. That's headed and back with Rouleau.
Both teams so strong on their back lines. There's not too much room once you get into that third layer for either side, and then you have a Kareem Sow on that end for the Caravan. Each of these teams in this tournament have had that one anchor on the back line that seems to kind of dictate the pace.
Lee. Norman, good first touch. Tries to turn but loses possession. Lefebvre. Eliassi. Great darting run. Will he get a shot away? No, there's first. Oh, great job. Just to lose possession for a moment, but back on the ball are Les Carabins. Good again by Ben Moussa to help Montreal get that ball back. Katsaros. Calm. Watched closely by two Thunderbirds. And it will be a throw-in for the Thunderbirds.
There you get a look at Adam Ben Moussa, one of the key Caravan, number 9.
First, plays that ahead. Good header by Ben Moussa. And it will be a Montreal throw-in.
Great work there by Caceros along with Laburias.
So, Eliassi can't catch that, but gives a thumbs up to the idea and the effort. And Pommier directing traffic. Lee will throw the ball in. Pommier. Lazunes got a touch. And offside was Poulin.
Now a chance for the Thunderbirds to get back to their offense, see if they can find a crevice here as McHale come up to take the kick. CBC TV is your home for the 2023 Canada Life Vanier Cup from Kingston, Ontario. Catch the best in university football action Saturday, November 25th at 1 p.m. Eastern on CBC TV, CBC Gem, and CBCSports.ca.
Half chance for Jakowski. Kaiser, that shot is blocked, and that's cleared down the line by Kabuzi. And offside is the call. So we'll come back the other way. Montreal, perhaps just by the slightest of margins, have shaded the territory, I think, Corey.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be by too much, but certainly when they've had their chances as well, and there haven't been any 10-bell ones, but a little crisper in the offensive end so far compared to the Thunderbirds.
Get a good look here at Aliassi. And we have a restart. And that is Ben Moussa, who got ahead on that. Lefebvre now. And for as gritty as Ben Moussa is on the back end, when Lefebvre has the ball, it's almost like Jean Beliveau with the puck on his stick. He's such a classy operator. Lee Flicks that ahead. It's off at Carabin. And Lee will get this back. Laziness. Herdlika. So they'll look for a different perspective on the far side. White. And Herdlika just barely gets that ahead. And there's Ben Moussa again on the ball. Here he is again. Plays that on the far side for Aliassi. Streaking down is Mortas. But it will be a goal kick. But that is what's required when it gets a bit congested in the middle. Those fullbacks are going to have to come in. Headed on by White. There's Pena. Aliassi. Oh, nifty. Plays that into the box, but first as well to clear the danger area. Laziness climbs high. And Jakowski gets a touch. And that's very good by Katsaros. Norman. All alone. Enters into the box. Play on. And Ben Moussa, number 9, putting himself about. And a few players down. So here's Norman. Good jockeying here by Katsaros. Good little layoff. And Chung feels the effects of that tackle.
And getting back to his feet there is Chris Lee, one of the key defenders for the Thunderbirds. His sun is pretty well set here in Sydney.
Yes. Wouldn't Brian Kennedy love a shot like that from behind the goal line? Here's Norman. Little reverse effort. Rouleau collects calmly.
Neither keeper's been overly tested. Rouleau, the star of yesterday's quarterfinal day, and the second team All-Canadian Bennett McKay.
Liberis goes long. Laziness and Lefebvre connect. Here's Pommier. Katsaros looking to zip down that line.
Tickets for the 2023 Canada Light Vanier Cup in Kingston, Ontario begin at $20. Order your tickets to the biggest football game of the year by visiting vaniercup.com or by scanning the QR code on your screen.
Lefebvre looks to control. He does. Nice touch. Katsaros. Left boot into the box for Aliassi. Poulet. And a good positional save by McKay. Jokowski. Pena does a little turn. And that's Kaiser. We'll need to hustle back. Poulin. Oh, just a hair too far for Kobuzi.
And both the big saves by McKay so far, again showing the power of his anticipation. And on that second one, positioned well, made it an easy save when some keepers would have not positioned well, made it into a difficult one.
Or a punch out instead of a catch. Katsaros plays that ahead. Lefebvre. That's good, very good by Chung. Or Lee, excuse me.
Not too much free real estate here for either side.
No.
Once someone gets the ball, they have a defender in their back pocket.
Kaiser. Play on. Montréal in possession. Chung. Chung. That's zipped on the deck. That doesn't connect with Norman. So, bit of a heavy first touch, and oh, he rams in to Kaiser. Play on. Pena can't control, and it will be a throw-in for Montréal. So, he was really rolling there, Corey.
Once he gets a head of steam going, the first team All-Canadian, hard to stop.
Ben Moussa gets a touch, so we'll off that high. Good little flick on by Kabuzi. Kabuzi back on the ball, gets it from Poulin, number 13. Pommier, back to Ben Moussa. Katsaros. Watched closely by Chung. Tried to turn and move the ball, but great resilience. Lee gets that to Norman. Back on the ball, Ben Moussa. Mortas. Watched closely by Pena. Mortas. Cutting in. Labaris. On Pommier. Chung. That is off Katsaros.
There are still tickets available for the rest of this 2023 U Sports Protocols Soccer Championship presented by Bell here at Cape Breton University in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Order your tickets today by visiting usports.ca/tickets or by scanning the QR code on your screen.
Lefebvre. Liboras. Back to Rouleau. Jakowski. Will force a quick long bomb. Lee, that was just a slightly heavy touch. Pommier, but good recovery by Lee. Ben Moussa. Katsaros. Liboras. Liboras looks up, looks left, looks right. And Poulin coming back to help out. Excuse me, that was Katsaros, number 19.
And there's another look at Pena, who's been a key figure so far for the Thunderbirds.
Good touch by Jakowski. He has more work to do. Ben Moussa. Now Katsaros plays this up. Now we have Poulin. There's an S. Norman on the chase, blocks that. Back on the ball. That was a tricky first touch, did well to control. He'll find Kaiser. Norman. Kaiser again. Lee, that's blocked by Pommier.
Look at the beautiful sky here in Sydney from our net can. There's a good look at one of the stars from these teams, Kaiser.
Lee gets it back from Norman. Lose a bit of territory, and now they lose the ball. Montréal have the throw-in in a fast-moving first half. Bit of a loose foul there by Katsaros as we look at the captain, Pommier.
So a chance here for the Thunderbirds from some distance, but again, you can get a spill. They may keep it short. We'll see what Mike Mosier has planned. It's going to be Norman over the ball.
Norman hustling back. He's Hrdlicka, who doesn't get a good touch. Oh, somehow, okay.
And
somehow.
Hrdlicka gestures to his keeper, the All-Canadian McKay, who saved his bacon here. I think McKay just in time against Aliassi. And Aliassi with hands to head. I think still thinking of that one.
Yes.
But a set piece chance here for Les Carabins.
The after effects of your epidemic, Corey, Pommier, making sure the laces are well secured. And the referee will inject himself amongst this scrum.
Looking for our first goal in this one, almost 39 minutes in. A lot on the line here, to say the least. A chance to play for a national gold medal on Sunday at 2 p.m. Atlantic time.
Pommier delivers. And Aliassi, the last to touch. So Aliassi has the orange boots, just for those keeping track at home.
Tickets for the 2023 Canada Life Vanier Cup in Kingston, Ontario begin at $20. And don't forget, the road to the Canada Life Vanier Cup continues this weekend on CBCSports.ca with coverage of the OUA Yates Cup Championship Saturday at 1 Eastern Time. Those OUA champs will take on the RSEQ Dunsmore Cup winners at 12 p.m. next Saturday Eastern Time in the UTEC Bowl. Montreal or Laval, the road to the Canada Life Vanier Cup in the 2023 UTEC Bowl next Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern on CBC Gem and CBCSports.ca.
Hrdlicka called for the foul. Just a gentle shove in the back. But the referee calling things extremely tight. And with these two skilled teams, excuse me, Corey, you want to make sure that that skill prevails. And any late or clumsy tackle is penalized.
So McKay now, from his vantage point, huge moment here in this opening half.
Ball in.
Aliassi.
Offside is the call.
Was the first to get the touch there as well, as you see. Pena now. Another look at him.
Such an effective player is Pena. Never finds himself in the wrong spot. If there's only two players needed, he's not. He'll never be the third player. Always making himself available to receive a pass. It's off Chung. Great hustle by Kobazi.
And as I mentioned before, wherever there's a white shirt, you'll see it right here. There's a blue shirt and vice versa. Both these teams, you think offense first, but both well-versed defensively, as we've seen here in the opening half.
Pommier has Katsaros in support, but he finds Lefebvre. There's Kaiser. Lee. Great header down, and Norman. Pommier, oh, what a pass. Lefebvre will zip that into the corner. Pommier gets to that. There's, excuse me, Aliassi.
Aliassi's reminding me of the previous match we saw. Lalonde for UQTR, always around the ball, but just that elusive, whether it's the finish or just being able to secure it. And you've said his name a lot, and he's certainly been a presence here for Les Carabins. And there
here
he is
again.
Aliassi.
A center fielder perhaps in the off season. That's headed away by Lee. But he would have to be an outstanding throw-in artist because you'd want him on the receiving end.
Just what's been so impressive these first couple of days has been, and we saw that play by Lee, made it look so easy. That's just it for me, is how easy these top players make it look.
Pena on his horse. He has numbers, but he'll slow things down, a pass on the deck, looking for first. And on that note, just with the recent Rugby World Cup, lots of, well, BC and Quebec players, definitely big rugby havens, and we can return to that right now. There was a particular coach in New Zealand and asking, well, what's your secret? What do you do differently? And the New Zealand coach said, we just do the simple things over and over again. Pena. Unable to keep that in is Chung. But yes, when you watch these players, good first touch, know what to do with the ball before you get it. And then off the ball as well. So here's Katsaros.
And we'll keep an eye here as we're into the 44th minute, how much extra time will be tacked on here in our opening half.
Rouleau.
Yesterday's hero for Les Carabins. And his storybook playoff still written here, or still to be written, more to it. But certainly the first chapter yesterday, coming off the bench after his teammate Teaser. There you good look at Aliassi.
Lee zips that down the sideline. That will be cleared once again by Le Boris. As we have hit the 45, 1 minute of added time.
That seems about right. I thought maybe a couple, because there were a couple of players down, but quickly back to their feet.
And a corner kick awarded by the referee. So hustling back into position. See Kobazi, number 16. Rouleau barking orders.
What a momentum swing both ways. This would be a late goal at this juncture from either side.
Katsaros on the near post. Norman will deliver the kick. Low liner. And corner kick again.
A lot of congestion on the far post.
Take it short this time. Chung will loft that in. Jakowski. There's first Jakowski. And Le Carabin clear the line. Chung throws that back in. Jakowski is down. And there was a lot of traffic in that 6-yard box.
And the smarts of Jakowski, it didn't work out for him, but I was impressed how he didn't take a wild stab.
Or excuse me, that's Lazanes.
Yeah, but
excuse me.
Off that play, how they didn't take a wild stab off that bouncing ball, tried to get it to settle. And that's the halftime whistle here. So battle of heavyweights here. I think a lot of kind of in the clinch, if you will. In this one, maybe a slight edge to the Carabin in the opening half, I would think. But on the scoreboard, we're scoreless. In our first national semifinal, we'll step aside. We'll be back with some highlights from the opening half in our first, again, fight for a gold medal position. Les Carabins de Montréal, UBC Thunderbirds, scoreless. You're watching the 2023 U-Sport Proto Case Men's Soccer Championship presented by Bell on CBCSports.ca.
Voici les candidats pour le prix de l'entraîneur ou l'entraîneuse de l'année Fox 40 U Sport. The nominees for the 2023 Fox 40 U Sports Men's Soccer Coach of the Year are du Sport Universitaire de l'Atlantique, from the AUS, Graham Kennedy, Université Saint-Francis-Xavier, St. FX University. Du Réseau du Sport étudiant du Québec, from the RSEQ, Pat Raimondo, Université de Montréal, University of Montreal. Des Sports Universitaires de l'Ontario, from the OUA, Marcelo Plata, Université Carleton University. Et de l'Association Ouest Canadienne, from Canada West, Larry Stefanik, Université de Victoria, University of Victoria. Le lauréat ou la lauréate du prix de l'entraîneur ou l'entraîneuse de l'année Fox 40 U Sport est, the winner of the Fox 40 U Sports Coach of the Year is Pat Raimondo, Université de Montréal, University of Montreal. Les candidats pour le prix de l'engagement communautaire U-Sport sont the nominees for the U-Sports Men's Soccer Community Service Award are du Sport Universitaire de l'Atlantique, from the AUS, Luke Berryman, Université Dalhousie University. Du Réseau du Sport étudiant du Québec, from the RSEQ, David Harrison, Université de Sherbrooke, University of Sherbrooke. Des Sports Universitaires de l'Ontario, from the OUA, Alexander Domingos, Université de Nipissing University. Et de l'Association Ouest Canadienne, from Canada West, Chris Lee, Université de la Colombie-Britannique, UBC. Le lauréat du prix de l'engagement communautaire est the winner of the U Sports Community Service Award is Luke Berryman, Université Dalhousie University. The nominees for the 2023 Lou Bielek Award for the U Sports Men's Soccer Rookie of the Year are en nomination pour le prix Lou Bielek décerné à la recrue de l'année 2023 en soccer masculin, du Sport Universitaire de l'Atlantique, from the AUS, Isaac Van Wyschen, Université Saint-Francis-Xavier, St. FX University. Du Réseau du Sport étudiant du Québec, from the RSEQ, Maxime Bourgeois, Université de Sherbrooke, University of Sherbrooke. Des Sports Universitaires de l'Ontario, from the OUA, Michael Maslanka, Université de Toronto, University of Toronto. Et de l'Association Ouest Canadienne, from Canada West, Brennan First, Université de la Colombie-Britannique, UBC. Le lauréat du prix Lou Bielek en tant que recrue de l'année en soccer masculin U-Sport est the winner of the Lou Bielek Award as U-Sports Men's Soccer Rookie of the Year is Brennan First, Université de la Colombie-Britannique, UBC.
It was my greatest thrill when we just stood still. You let me hold your hand till I had my fill. It helped you to see you through.
Whatever life looks like to you, we're here for it. For life as you know it. Insurance, investments, advice. Canada Life.
The nominees for the 2023 Joe Johnson Award as the U Sports Men's Soccer Player of the Year are en nomination pour le prix Joe Johnson décerné à l'athlète de l'année en soccer masculin U-Sport du sport universitaire de l'Atlantique from the AUS, Kyle Cordero, Université Saint-Francis Xavier, St. FX University. Du réseau du sport étudiant du Québec from the RSEQ, Gregory David, Université du Québec à Montréal, UQAM. Des sports universitaires de l'Ontario from the OUA, Omar Marzouk, Université Ontario Tech University. Et de l'Association Ouest Canadienne from Canada West, Sebastian Jakowski, Université de la Colombie-Britannique, UBC. Le lauréat du prix Joe Johnson décerné au joueur de l'année en soccer masculin U-Sport est the winner of the Joe Johnson Award as the 2023 U-Sports Player of the Year in men's soccer is Sebastian Jakowski, Université de la Colombie-Britannique, UBC.
Welcome to the 2023 Protocols Sports Men's Soccer Championship presented by Bell on CBC. Bart Sears, Corey LeBlanc with you, looking at some of the first half highlights. We're scoreless, in our first national semifinal. Lake Carabin de Montréal up against the UBC Thunderbirds. Again, no score at the half. Bart Sears, maybe a slight edge to the Carabin territorially and on the chance meter, but both sides showing quality there. That was the first big save by McKay, and his positioning so sharp.
And this is just giving us an indication of how little time the players have on the ball, and sometimes things are rushed, and these are players that don't feel pressure. They don't feel rushed 99 times out of 100, but this is the number one and number two team in teams in Canada all year long. So this is going to be hard stuff out there today.
Poulin probably had the two best chances of the half. There's the one late where I credited, and there you see the Thunderbirds leaving the pitch at halftime. And we're getting ready now for the second half. We'll step away for a few more messages. Again, your score at the half, Lake Carabin and the Thunderbirds scoreless. You're watching the 2023 Protocols Sports Men's Soccer Championship presented by Bell on CBCSports.ca.
What's wrong?
I dreamt we had cable internet.
Oh, sweetie. We've always had cable internet.
Once you're used to Bell Pure Fiber Internet, anything else is terrifying.
Who's gonna crush the bake sale tomorrow, huh?
Us.
Yeah. Is that the sugar you've been using?
Yep.
You put it in the cookies?
Yep.
The cupcakes?
Yep.
The brownies?
Yep.
Not the snickerdoodles.
Yep, everything. From our bakery to your table. So be it, Sobeys.
Peu importe à quoi ressemble votre vie, vous pouvez compter sur nous. Pour la vie comme vous la vivez. Assurance, placement, conseil. Canada Vie.
Unbelievable! History has repeated itself!
Get the stories behind the glory. Watch, listen, stream, read CBC Sports.
It starts with a collective vision, a shared history, a bold dream. It's full of hope and prosperity for an entire island. It's built on a fusion of culture, collaboration, and ambition. A future of our own making, by our own hand. Full of new ideas, innovation, and wonder. Together, we create unprecedented opportunities. Together, we build a sustainable way forward. Together, we welcome the world and change it at the same time. Now and forever, Cape Breton University.
Welcome back to the Proto KSU Sports Men's Soccer Championship presented by Bell on CBC. I'm Corey LeBlanc along with Bart Sears. Our first national semifinal matchup. We're getting ready to start the second half here. Scoreless between Les Carabins de Montréal and the UBC Thunderbirds. And our substitution for UBC, actually Les Carabins, pardon me, Julian Bruce into the fray for Eliassi. Salim Eliassi, number 22, will be spelled. Any others? And I don't think there were any others. And we're underway here with Bart in our second half.
Hrdlicka plays this long. Jakowski gets ahead on that. And no choice for Norman but to play that ball back. And if that's his only option, that was the only option. Play on the far side. It's good here by Lazanes just to halt the progress of Les Carabins. Restart. Headed down. There's Lazanes again. There's Pena. Gets rid of that rather quickly. Pommier. Finds Mortas. Header. That's over the bar. And that was Bruce's.
Bruce
first
making
play.
his presence felt right from the get-go, and now he's down. And the ball there just curled in by Mortas. And it looks like the left hand and arm struck Bruce as McKay went up to punch it away. And now talking to his bench, the Lou Billick Trophy winner for 2023 in U Sports, Brennan First, the freshman of the year.
And there's Lee. We were speaking about him at halftime, and just the little touches that he can make to keep the ball in play and keep progress going for his team. White. Again, plays that long. Chested down by Jakowski, but possession is lost. Rouleau. Plays that. Liberis. And a quick return pass to Rouleau. Headed along by Lazanes. He's still perhaps a little ginger after that interaction on the corner kick just prior to halftime. Headed along by Lee. And Katsaros is last to touch the ball.
And again, I mentioned in our opening, and say it again here early in the second half, we'll keep an eye on both sides in terms of playing basically 24 hours since their last match. But for Le Carabin, of course, they had that marathon yesterday morning with the Ravens of Carleton, and not that UBC didn't have a tough one with Santa Fe, but just in terms of sheer time, of course, no overtime.
McKay. Hrdlicka with White. And he was in touch. And Hrdlicka, good captaincy here, directing traffic, staying calm, making sure everyone is mentally aware. First zips that along. That's easily taken by So. And Boris plays that back. So under pressure here, Norman. Good pressure. Played up. Bruce, heavy touch. Kaiser lofts that. Pena. Play on. Mortas. Now the ball with Pommier. Excuse me, that was Kobuzi. And that's a heavy foul.
That play moments ago by So, why he's the first team All-Canadian. Many with that pressure from a quality player like Norman panic and put it out for a throw-in to relieve the pressure, just boom it away. But he was able to get a nice ball up the field to his mates. So again, top quality work there by Saul.
So free kick from a dangerous area. Norman. Lee. Headed down. And off the crossbar, Jakowski.
The nation's top player had his best chance of the night there. And he bangs the turf with his left hand palm in disgust. It was Lee here with the free kick, the left foot. The header ended up right on the toe of Jakowski. And the initial header by Ben Musa.
Will be a corner kick. Lofted high over everyone. And the ball will roll into touch. And Le Baris will leave that for Mortas.
We'll see the net cam view of that one. Ben Musa knocked down and then settled and off the crossbar by Jakowski.
Yes. And in that particular instance, your only option is to play that to the closest touch line. Good layoff by first. Pena. 2 men. Pena, oh, great work. Oh, play on, says the referee. Oh, but a frustration foul. And Lefebvre appreciates the tough play by his back line.
Julian Bruce has been in the middle of things since he subbed in to start the second half. And up to his feet slowly was Mortas.
So we'll get things underway. Le Boris on the deck. Good touch. Again, good read here by Lee. Pommier. But perhaps a clip of the heels. And Pommier has been through the wars in these 2 games.
Definitely slow to get up, and now the captain Herdlika in to get an explanation. It's the lower back of Pommier. So free kick for Les Carabins.
There's the man that hit the crossbar, Jakowski. Flick on header, goes right to McKay.
The goal scorer of his ilk know how to compartmentalize that chance. He knows he can't dwell on it.
Herdlika, Pena off his back. There's Bruce. Ben Moussa, excuse me. Rouleau. Again, good pressure. It's a nice first touch by Chung. Chance here, Jakowski. And I think Pena thought Jakowski was going to fire that.
The 2023 U Sports Women's Soccer Championship is underway in Kingston, Ontario, hosted by Queen's University. Similar schedule to here at the Men's Nationals. It'll all wrap up on Sunday with the bronze and gold medal matches. You can watch all the action live on CBC Gem and CBCSports.ca.
Rouleau has directed his players to the midfield area. Initial touch by Poulet. Pena goes down. Will be a throw in for the Thunderbirds.
For the second day in a row, as though you see the jerseys flickering a little bit, but a stadium where the wind can be a big factor in dictating the way a team may have to take their approach. It hasn't been an issue here yesterday or today here at Nest Timmins Field.
White could not find a teammate. Mortas now with the ball. Plays that up off the head of Pena. There's first, gets another header. And it's ping pong football. Last touch by Bruce.
So as much as we gave a slight edge to Les Carabins in the opening half, I think you maybe give, I said I used the word clench as far as boxing to describe maybe the first half of the 2 heavyweights. Maybe you have UBC a little bit on the cards here in this opening 10 minutes of the second half.
Headed up by Lee. Looking to be brought down, it is. Le Boris now with Ben Moussa. So, Mortas. That's off Pena. Throw in Carabin. Mortas gets that right back from Ben Moussa. Ben Moussa, good little turn by Kobuzi. Bruce, that's blocked. Good by White to clear. Norman can't collect. Katsaros, tackle from behind. And free kick, UBC.
Chung went down on that play. As he gets a handshake from his captain, Erdika.
Lazanes. Katsaros collects that ball. Montréal in motion. And this, as Lefebvre was racing to the ball, Lazanes blocked his path.
So the Thunderbirds.
Excuse me, that will go against Lefebvre.
The call to Lefebvre, and now the Thunderbirds using their keeper McKay.
Zhikowski gets a boot on that, but can't control. So, Mortas. Le Boris on the deck. Katsaros in a tricky spot.
Canada's top university runners head to London in the historic Thames Valley Golf Course for the 2023 U Sports Men's and Women's Cross Country Championships on Sunday. Women's race at noon Eastern, the men at 1 Eastern. And you can get all the exclusive coverage beginning Sunday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern on CBC Gem and CBCSports.ca.
And again, Hrdlicka just, sometimes it's vocal support, sometimes it's just as we saw there, a simple pat on the back to Chung, who's played really well tonight.
It's funny, you took the words out of my mouth, but a couple of minutes ago when he gave Chung the pat in the back after he was tackled, and then you saw it at the end of the first half where he was positioning and encouraging his team on a free kick opportunity for the Carabins. So just great captaincy shown by Hrdlicka so far.
Here's Norman in a tricky spot, gets away from the Carabin. Plays a wonderful ball into the box, and now Bruce on the ball. He'll find Mortas and look for a return pass. He gets it. White, good defending. And there, Kobuzi. Katsaros looking to connect with Captain Palmier, but it's the UBC Thunderbirds back on the ball. And foul on Ben Moussa.
And the captain of, similarly to Hrdlicka, there he is, Quentin Palmier. Great leader.
Giving chase, Kaiser, Le Carabin, Katsaros. That pass picked off. Good by first. Rouleau. As we are now in the, about to hit the 60-minute mark. No score. We've had one crossbar. And that's loose by Palmier to commit that foul. Because as we've seen a number of times, that the referees, they're not shy to call those ticky-tack fouls, if you will. And you get one, you get two, then you go in the book. McKay. Pena, excuse me, climbs high. Bruce. And we could hear that as White clipped the heel. And Bruce has been hit all over. He started with the a half punch, if you will, by keeper McKay.
And here's his Bruce. And there was the clip.
And the hands up right away.
Right. Eric Weiss. So big corner, or pardon me, free kick opportunity. There's a look at Tomas Pena. Net cam view from McKay's vantage point.
Zipped in. There's Bruce.
Oh, might have got a piece of the outside of the post.
Yes, yeah, he did, but McKay had that covered.
I was just going to say, so smart of McKay. Once he knew he had that post covered, that he just let it go and ring off the post rather than put his hands on it and give a corner kick possibly. And you see it there.
Jakowski was offside. And just on that, I can recall this was a few years ago. There was an Arsenal keeper, Lehman, and a similar spot, and wasn't on his, or didn't know his line, made a punch, corner kick, and then other team put the ball in off the corner, and he got lambasted over that. So great work by McKay. Kobuzi, Pommier, Martas playing a bit further up. Montreal, good passage here for Les Carabins. Katsaros finds Ben Moussa. Martas again on the ball. Zipped. That's well positioned is White, as Pommier was looking to get on the ball in a dangerous spot. Played in. That won't connect with Bruce, so there's Pena, just snatched at that.
CBC TV is your home for the 2023 Canada Life Vanier Cup from Kingston, Ontario. Catch the best in university football action Saturday, November 25th at 1 p.m. Eastern on CBC TV, CBC Gem, and CBCSports.ca. Adjusting the cleat there first.
Martas will zip that in.
It'll go over to the Thunderbirds off that play.
Didn't see anything too serious, but again, he has been calling it quite tight. Hrdlicka. He'll launch one high. Jakowski, good directional header. Nicely done by Norman. Now Pena back with Norman, who got a back heel to that. Oh, Pommier, shoulder to shoulder. And yes, this will be Montréal ball.
Here you get a look at Julian Bruce, who's been effective since subbing in to start the second half.
And subbing in for Eliase, you have a responsibility to play well, and he certainly has had some good chances and has been good in support defensively as well. Kaiser back on the ball. There's I believe that was Lee on the far side. That's played up. Jakowski again, good angled header. Here's Norman, has to turn. Plays this up. Norman again on the ball. Has a bit of support. Here's Chung. Good little turn. Dispossessed by Lefebvre. Hrdlicka. With Lazanes. Katsaros. Hrdlicka. And I believe that clipped a Karabin arm. And Lee showed encouragement to his teammates. Pena plays that along. Jakowski against So.
There's a heavyweight battle between So and Jakowski as
Yes.
So come up gingerly after they got entangled. "66 minutes in this one, waiting for our first goal. A lot on the line, to say the least. The winner goes to Sunday's gold medal match. The loser will play for bronze on Sunday morning."
And yeah, that's a easy call against White. And that, I believe that the referee indicated that's his second, so one more. And he'll go in the book. Headed down by White. This time he's fouled by Bruce.
Wow, great in the air there by
Yes.
White, because he had Bruce behind him.
McKay. Pena does well. Nice pass by Bruce, or excuse me, by Norman. And a shot.
Oh, and that was maybe the,
Yes.
other than the Jakowski chance, the most open and kind of a fast break to, if you will, the.
It's great. That was a great ball by first to Norman, and Norman. That's a great pass. Excellent first touch. And that just whistles.
Hit
a
the
few
trailer.
feet wide. Yeah, but that's a great chance. And perhaps that will have to be how UBC attack. Just sort of sit back and try and catch Montreal on the counter. Hrdlicka.
And one of the few times that you've seen either of the teams have to, but Hrdlicka at a tough angle there had to relieve the pressure with Bruce on his tail.
Mortas. And first is last to touch, I believe.
No, they're going to say
Yes.
it was Mortas, so White will throw it in here in the almost the 69th minute.
And the UBC players sporting the bell. Let's talk Tukes. Oh, Palmier. See a couple Keepers fans lying in wait.
Waiting for the second semifinal of our evening, featuring the hometown Capers and the Mount Royal University Cougars, the #1 seed who beat the UBC Thunderbirds in the Canada West final.
Very good by White. That's a great battle between White and Bruce.
So the Thunderbirds looking for more here after that great chance off the counterattack.
White throws in. That's off Ben Moussa.
As he and Norman were all tangled up there. And White again.
White plays that in. Norman. That's cleared by Palmier. Directional first touch by Lazinez. Up to Hrdlicka. Giving chases first. Gets to the ball, lays it off here. Pena cuts in. Didn't get a great shot away, to be fair. Mortas now. UBC getting a few chances. Palmier will give chase too far, so he decides against chasing the lost cause.
Up over the 70th minute, and that chance for Pena, he didn't seem to be able to find an opening to get a good shot on goal.
No, yes, when you find yourself in the box, maybe he did some quick thinking, wasn't really on, and then by the time he decided to unload, just a touch too late. Norman giving chase here. Oh, and that took a weird zip off the turf back to Rouleau. Headed down by Lazanes. There's Chung with Lee now. Giving chase, Jakowski. And Lobaris.
Last couple of minutes kind of similar to the first couple of this match. The pace kind of quickening a little bit here around the 70-minute mark. Tickets for the 2023 Canada Life Vanier Cup at Kingston, Ontario begin at $20. Order your tickets to the biggest football game of the year by visiting vaniercup.com or by scanning the QR code on your screen.
It's put directly into touch by Kobuzi. Throw in. T-Birds. Back on the ball. Arle Carabin. So. Runs into the open space. There's Bruce. Bit of a heavy first touch. Pena. Bruce gets it back. Pommier. Pommier looks to cut the ball in. Ho. That is great by Chung. Comes in from his wing to sniff out that chance. Jakowski brings that down. There's Mortes to help. Katsaros. Flicked back. McKay comes to calmly collect.
Another example of Jakowski hasn't been far away from Saul throughout this match. There was Saul on him like a cheap suit.
Good battle play on, says the referee. Lee up to Chung. And foul. Free kick. T-Birds.
UBC now. Still plenty of time, 73 minutes in, but something as tight as this one, the first goal, if and when we get it, will be huge.
Ball played up. Jakowski heads it. Norman up against Katsaros. Great support play by Lee, I believe, coming in, or coming up, I should say, from his left back position. We will have a substitute.
It looks like some fresh legs. Momatani, who had some great minutes last night versus the Santa Fe X-Men. And to the bench goes Tomas Pena.
Yeah, but he was good. He was good again, and perhaps when he had that ball in the box and just failed to fire on time. It was perhaps tired legs, but once again, he's just amazing to watch. Pommier holds. He'll find Labaris. He'll zip that up. Katsaros. Pommier. Pommier into the corner, Lefebvre. Watched closely by Lee. And that goes into touch. So Katsaros will take the throw in as we will hit the 75-minute mark. 0-0. Pommier. Good header into a safe space by Hrdlicka. That's bombed down. And a header by Jakowski, and another flick on header that time by Ben Moussa, number 9. Lee. Kaiser now first. That's a nice soft first touch. Katsaros Does well to keep that in. Now Chung plays that to first, who's hit. And not sure. I think maybe Ben Moussa with the foul in that instance.
There are still tickets available for the rest of this 2023 Protocols Sports Men's Soccer Championship presented by Bell here at Cape Breton University. Order your tickets today by visiting usports.ca/tickets or by scanning the QR code on your screen.
So danger here for Les Carabins. As the ball is delivered, that's headed down. But Norman V. Katsaros once again. Pommier plays that up, but not out. It's Lee. Couple little turns, ball stays in play. But now Poulin, that pass behind Bruce. And this is Lee on his opposite wing, if you will. Or excuse me, that's our newcomer, Momatani. Number 31. Excuse me for that. Ben Moussa back. Good pressure, and it almost sounded like he got a touch on that clearance, but it was didn't seem to affect the distance. Bruce. Last touched by Bruce. Momatani was quite certain of that.
New sports coach here, Pat Raimondo, back to his bench. Out comes Théo Poulin into the fray. Didn't pick up the number. Looked like
Sammy
McDuff, number 21.
Kabuzi plays that up. Bruce, full of running, and White gets all ball.
And good sportsmanship there, both hustling hard. Good hard work, both players. And they're matched up again. As I said, Sol has been far away from Czukowski, and same could be said there as far as Eric White.
Mortas will deliver. He didn't get all he wanted on that, as White headed that, and he'll have another header. And Momatani won't be able to keep that in play.
That wasn't quite what First would have wanted there, but it was tough angle.
Yes. Pommier. Back with Ben Moussa. Mortas. That was off an arm, but that was definitely hand to arm, or excuse me, ball to arm, flicked on. Czukowski doesn't get on the end of that there. Once again is White, number 2. First. Can't control, and there's Momatani back to help out. Lefebvre, what a move. That shot is blocked, but there's First again. And the newcomer, McDuff. That's played in, and Hrdlicka. And that will be a corner kick.
McKay couldn't save it.
No.
So a huge chance here. By the time the kick is maybe in the 80th minute, it went off Hrdlicka. So a huge chance here for Les Carabins.
Corner kick. Les Carabins. Pommier over the ball. Mortas gets ahead to it. Ben Moussa as well. Shoulder to shoulder, McDuff on the ball. Plays that into the box, Bruce. And
They
it's
score!
in!
I think the Thunderbirds thought I think the Thunderbirds thought it should have been offside, but no call. Lebresse.
And McKay incensed. McDuff. They thought there should have been a call there, but that was two heavyweights.
Shoulder to shoulder. So now telling his mates to calm down, and a lovely ball as well by McDuff. And McKay couldn't get a piece of it.
No.
But again, it seemed like just the ever so slight pause by the Thunderbirds, thought it was going to be blowing down. But again, you play the whistle. And Caravan kept through, and it's going to be, what a huge goal, Johan Lebresse.
So, it's off the face of Jakowski. Played up by Hrdlicka. Nice soft touch by the captain. Pomier's back on the ball. Oh, what a ball through. And McDuff.
Wow.
À la vue, Montréal.
Talk about getting the most out of your minutes.
Wow.
Doesn't Pat Raimundo look like a genius? The coach of the year in U Sports just brought in Sammy McDuff. And he got it by McKay, who came racing out. And in a match like this one, 2-0 in the 82nd minute. Wow, what a tall order for UBC. And Sammy McDuff. In their first game, it was Olivier Rouleau, the backup keeper that was the hero, now off the bench. And I don't remember Sammy McDuff playing in yesterday's match. So, wow, what a Cinderella story that the Caravan are trying to write here.
A bit of Scottish with Bruce and McDuff to help things along for Les Carabins in Nova Scotia. There's a heavy collision there.
McKay backtracking, then came darting out. And wow, Sammy McDuff.
And that's Norman down. It's been such a huge influence, and that's an inch perfect pass by the captain.
Pommier, and what a great ball by, this man.
Wow.
I don't even know if he's warmed up yet. He's been on, hasn't been on long enough to be, but he made the great play against Norman. And it just seemed both those gentlemen got entangled off the resumption of play. It was Norman and Lefebvre, and they both went down. And while the Thunderbirds, ranked #1 in the country all but 2 weeks of the season, lost the Canada West final to the Mount Royal Cougars, came in as the #7 seed, looked really, we thought, part of the quarterfinal teams yesterday, the sharpest of the bunch. They were just razor sharp against the X-Men. And now they have to rally here in the 84th minute, down a pair.
Yes, a huge hill for any side, but against Les Carabins, backstopped by So and Le Bourrissin as the center backs, and Rouleau cool as ice. Pommier. Calmly back, Mortas. Here's Lefebvre for Bruce. Bruce holds it, turns. And that's great by White, who's fouled by Lefebvre. And White's he's been great to watch. The fullbacks for both sides, Katsaros, Mortas, Lee. We got a great look at him in the first half, and White as well. There's just so much to do for the fullbacks. You have to defend. You're expected to contribute offensively.
Again, the Nation's Coach of the Year, Pat Raimondo. Looks like a genius here. Brought in Bruce at the half. He's been a force here in the second.
Hrdlicka plays this back, McKay. Short pass. As we hit 86 minutes on the clock. Norman can't corral that. Played up by Hrdlicka. Jakowski. Good soft touch. But so we'll play this along to Bruce. Some nice little touches. Now Mortas.
And Jakowski had that chance earlier in the second half to open the scoring and rang it off the crossbar behind Rouleau. And there's a good look at Julian Bruce. One of the stars so far for Les Carabins.
A funny bounce. Lefebvre will be called for the foul. This will be taken quickly by Hrdlicka. No, excuse me. He'll go up. It will be McKay. Zipped along. That's headed down by Pommier. Good soft touch. But first cannot direct that ball into the 18-yard box. We'll see Pujol, a substitute. It's a great throw. It's headed down. Ben Moussa. Now Pommier. Off the side of the foot. Hrdlicka. Watched closely by McDuff.
Certainly the Thunderbirds now are going to have to take the training wheels off, if you will, and go full bore, down a pair. 88th minute fast approaching.
Norman runs into two. Carabin. Let's distribute back to Hrdlicka, who lofts that up. Jakowski, good header. Momatani. Finds the open man in white. Or excuse me, that's Kaiser. And that's cleared. Hrdlicka, watched by Lefebvre. Hrdlicka to McKay. Kaiser, watched by Bruce. Flicked on, but there's Mortas. And that's, I don't know if I'd say calmly back to Rouleau, but Kobuzi made a firm pass, shall we say. Kobuzi clears the line. Headed along. Ooh.
Big free
Foul in
kick
the
chance
back.
here. The road to the Canada Life Vanier Cup continues next Saturday with the 2023 Mitchell Bowl as the Canada West champions host the AUS champs beginning at 3 p.m., 12 p.m. Pacific time on CBC Gem and CBCSports.ca.
Basically a must score here. Lee over the ball. Chips that up. Headed along. And that trickle through, I'm not sure if anyone at all got a boot on that. We'll get a look at first the Rookie of the Year. He's had a solid game up against a master in Pommier.
It's certainly one of the first things you have to look at if you're the Carabin, although he's been a presence, the job they've done in the National Player of the Year. Jakowski led by So in the back, the fellow first team All-Canadian.
5 minutes.
Stoppage time here, so still some hope for the Thunderbirds. When you think UBC scored a couple in less than that amount of time, but it's a bit different when you're down a pair as opposed to scoreless, but get one and then see what happens.
Hrdlicka. He'll get back on the ball. Wants to let it settle. McKay. He'll launch high into the night sky. Momatani advances the ball. Watched closely by Mortas. Momatani, good speed. Puhal into the box. And Lazanes goes down.
And he's incredulous about the call. His first goes by. I'm not sure who the injured Carabin. And looking for a sub, it'll be Lafave, Loan Lafave, who's put in another yeoman's match for Les Carabins.
Kobuzi will be spelled, and that was some shift once again. And we see number 8, Bellamy, coming in.
A team that were upset in the RSEQ final by UQTR. Got bumped down in the seeding because of it. Won yesterday in penalty kicks with their backup keeper. There he is, Olivier Rouleau. And then here against the #1 team for most of the season in U Sports, the UBC Thunderbirds. And off the bench, the hero, at least to this point, although a lot of their usual suspects like that man, Kareem Sow, have been fabulous, but Sammy McDuff, off the bench for Pat Raimondo, was a game changer, in on both goals, and that's the difference right now, and there's Rouleau.
Flipped on by Puhal, now McDuff. Bruce on the ball, makes a nice move. There's Lazanes, and foul against Bruce. We've also see number 25, Danjou, come back in. So Danjou and Bellamy in for Les Carabins.
And Danjou was great in the victory yesterday on the back line for Pat Raimondo. And to think of it, you can't describe it as a Cinderella story when you are the Carabin, one of the top programs in the country, but maybe at least a couple of chapters could be titled so if they finish off this one.
McDuff taken down, Momatani.
And the Carabin not taking anything for granted, but starting to feel it here. Looking to punch their ticket to Sunday's gold medal matchup against the winner of our next semifinal, the Cape Breton University Capers and Mount Royal University Cougars. But still something to say for Brendan First and his Thunderbirds here late.
Puhal restarts, flicked on. Lazanes plays that ahead. Jakowski again. There's Saul right there. Puhal will find Ridlika. Kaiser. He'll play this long. Momatani tried to climb high to collect. Into touch, it will be.
A first-team all
Montréal
Canadian performance by Kareem Sow, and he's starting to feel it as well. Here in a good look. There at number 8, Zachary Balrami, who's in there.
Puhal, nice move. Finds Jakowski, excuse me.
I think Jakowski lost his footing, didn't realize when he turned there he had some room.
Momatani plays that into the box. Puhal. Lazanes can't direct that to the net. And who's back? It'll have to be McKay.
Everybody up now.
Jakowski. And Mortas clears. Bruce. Snatch us at that.
And not too often 9 more times Bruce rips that down the field, but just a whiff there, and it was a tough ball. But certainly now for Les Carabins, it's when in doubt, get it out.
Herdlika lost that. That's headed down by Ben Moussa. And
it's going to be a yellow card, I think, against
Bruce.
Bruce, and Bruce, you want to be stay away from.
Yeah, go to the corner.
Yeah,
go to the corner flag and make sure no one steals it.
Quarantine yourself, Mr. Bruce here with a yellow card.
Lee over the ball.
Can the Thunderbirds make it interesting here?
Oh, and there was first. And we've played over 5 minutes.
And now the Carabin can feel it. They'll have a chance at a national championship on Sunday.
That's headed by Bruce. Bellamy,
and there it is.
It's time
so
for
maybe,
no more.
Fittingly, in the island famous for its Brador Lake, Les Carabins de Montréal will play for gold on Sunday afternoon at Cape Breton University with a 2-0 win over the UBC Thunderbirds.
An incredible 90 minutes of football here in this semi-final. We'll get a look here at Pommier, the captain, who delivered an inch-perfect pass to find McDuff, who made no mistake.
And there again, it was McDuff.
Good header by Bruce.
Two guys that come off the bench in the second half to set up what turned out to be the game winner.
And Lloris.
With the great left foot.
Yes, he showed a finisher's touch.
And as I said moments ago, you can't describe them as a Cinderella, but it's certainly a couple of the main characters. The backup keeper, Olivier Rouleau. And even though you can bring Teaser back on Sunday, I would think it's Rouleau's net on Sunday, but that's up to Pat Raimondo and whatever decision he makes, considering the way he pushed the buttons here tonight.
Yes.
His team moves on to a national championship matchup on Sunday. The Thunderbirds will play for bronze, and we'll chat a bit more as we see some of the pictures from this one. And that's our opening as well as both teams hit the pitch. But Bart, just a fabulous matchup here. And the Cape Breton University Capers and Mount Royal Cougars in our next semifinal have something to live up to after this heavyweight battle.
Yes, for the neutral, it had everything. You see Lee in the middle there, just a great player, and the confidence of Les Carabins. And I think it starts with the leadership of the captain of Pommier. And there's Rouleau. Just, you know, you need your calm voice, and then there are times you need that inspiration.
But again, it would be hard to convince. And here's
Poulin.
More action. That was
save.
the best save by McKay, the second team All-Canadian. And certainly you can't hang either of the goals on McKay.
No.
In his effort, he was definitely the busier of the two keepers.
Herdlika and Aliassi.
And that's the man who left the pitch, who had a great first half, was spelled by
Here,
Bruce.
Just got a little bit loose. This is at the half.
And the determined sides left the field. And early in the second half,
Mortas, that's a great ball in.
And that's where Bruce took a little shot to the head.
Good
and there
ball
was
in.
that big chance for
off the
Canadian Player of the Year off the crossbar, Jankowski. And there you see it again, over Rouleau. Sometimes you need your crossbar and post to be your friends, of course.
Bruce, it's a good touch. And that was great goaltending by McKay. Norman, who's just an amazing player. And that ball just goes wide. That was Chung who had that shot.
And that was the only time, I think, and we saw more against the X-Men at UBC, pardon me, in Atlantic University mode, but to kind of cross it with basketball that they got on the fast break, and there's what turned out to be the game winner once again that we're seeing there.
That's a wonderful first
touch. The golden goal, the goal for gold.
As you mentioned, the UBC players, they were initially not happy with the McDuff shoulder charge non-call, and then this.
But wow,
put a pin in it.
If you tell the U Sports Fox 40 Coach of the Year, Pat Raimondo, that you'll make the gold medal game, it'll be with your backup keeper winning your quarterfinal and penalty kicks, and then playing the semifinal. And off the bench, Sammy McDuff is in on both your goals to beat the #1 ranked team in the nation for most of the year. He'd probably say,
what have you been smoking?
What have you been smoking, maybe, to put it as nicely as we can. But again, what a dandy that was. Full marks to Les Carabins de Montréal. They'll play for gold on Sunday. The UBC Thunderbirds will go for bronze. We'll step aside for about 20-30 minutes, but don't go too far. Coming up, our second semifinal featuring the Mount Royal University Cougars, the #1 seed, and the #5 seed, the host team, the Cape Breton University Capers. Again, our second semifinal coming up at the 2023 Protocase U Sports Men's Soccer Championship presented by Bell. All the action coming to you on CBCSports.ca.
It's that moment again, the one you dream of every night. La seule chose qui te préoccupe, c'est la gloire. Le cheminement de la réussite, of pushing yourself further than ever before. But the true glory is in the shadows. Les sacrifices que tu fais, quand toutes les chances sont contre toi. When you can't push one more second, chase the glory. Visez haut.
Sports on CBC, presented by les championnats U-Sport à Radio-Canada. Une présentation du gouvernement du Canada, the Government of Canada. Nike, just do it. Faites-le. Fox 40, celebrating more than a decade of the Fox 40 U-Sports Coach of the Year Award Program. Fier partenaire des prix de l'entraîneur de l'année U-Sport. Veriburn, medical supply partner of Varsity Athletics since 1979. Partenaire du sport universitaire depuis 1979. Barron, exclusive supplier of U-Sports Championship rings. Le fournisseur exclusif des bagues du championnat U-Sport. By Bell, presenting partner of this U-Sports Championship. Fier partenaire de ce championnat U-Sport. And by Protocase, proud title partner of the 2023 U-Sports Men's Soccer Championship. Et par Protocase, fier partenaire en titre du championnat de soccer masculin U-Sport de 2023.